One of my favorite places in Oklahoma is the American Banjo Museum, a world-class facility telling the banjo's story, from humble plantation beginnings to the jazz music explosion to the bluegrass phenomenon. I'm here with Executive Director Johnny Beyer of the American Banjo Museum. Johnny, tell us what's like running this place.
Running the American Banjo Museum is like a dream come true for someone like me. If you love the banjo, and you love the banjo music, and you love the way the banjo makes people feel, I get to do all of that in my job. It's pretty much a dream job for someone like me.
Do you ever sneak in here and play whenever nobody's here?
I don't have to sneak. I have the keys.
You have the keys? Oh.
I can come anytime.
One of the highlights of the American Banjo Museum is an exhibit going on. It's exclusive, The Banjo World of Steve Martin. Last fall, Mr. Martin was inducted into the American Banjo Museum's Hall of Fame alongside Pete Seeger and other banjo greats.
Actually, it has been a long-time dream of mine to be inducted into the American Banjo Museum Hall of Fame, and tonight I feel I am one step closer to that dream.
It's really amazing. We have his first banjo. He used to sit in his car because his parents would go nuts if he practiced. He'd sit in his car and practice. That's the banjo we've got. And that banjo served him real well until he started to get very famous. And then in the early 1970s, he bought a Jazz Age 1927 Gibson Florentine banjo, which is carved and painted. It's a really fancy banjo. He paid $3,500 for it, which was a lot of money back then, especially for a struggling comedian. But he played that banjo on Saturday Night Live, all the comedy concerts. If you saw Steve Martin in the 1970s, he was probably playing that banjo. We've got it here in this exhibit.
In addition to banjos and a beautiful display of his work, there's even an exclusive sit-down interview with the wild and crazy guy himself.
It's so great to be home and be able to pick up an instrument. I mean, I recommend it for everybody, whether they're professional or non-professional.
From his early days of Saturday Night Live and The Muppet Show to his current tours with Edie Brickel and the Steep Canyon Rangers, you'll get the full Steve Martin experience. This exhibit has everything for the casual Steve Martin fan to the unnamed diehard fanatics.
To have music in your life, music that you can make and write, is thrilling. And to be able to get up on stage and play, I would be short one fantasy if I didn't have the banjo in my life.
You've got a ways to go to be as good as Steve Martin. Until then, you should check out the Banjo World of Steve Martin. You can only find it at the American Banjo Museum. For more information, visit AmericanBanjoMuseum.com. I'm Lucas Ross, Discovering Oklahoma.